Alright guys, welcome back here. So in the last video here we talked about numbers and we did some different basic operations with numbers. Now in this video here I want to talk about another type of variable that's called a Boolean. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new file right here. I don't know what just happened there. I'm going to call this boolean.py, okay? So numbers, that's kind of easy to understand intrinsically, right? A number is some type of number. We'll talk about strings later on here, and they're pretty easy to understand too here. But bools are one of the ones, or bools or booleans are kind of one of the ones that people don't quite get at first here, right? So if we're thinking about a number is equal to some type of number. A string is equal to some type of word or some type of text component. A Boolean is either equal to true or false here, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and type this out for a second here. So a little side note here, the way that you type out a comment here in Python here is by a hashtag here. And basically what this tells you in the compiler here is that anything within this line of code here can be ignored by the compiler, all right? So I can type out like this is a comment, and this is really only for a human developer to read this and be like, oh, this is what, this is what this does here. We can say this is like, if we go back to here, we can say like, this is a test number and stuff like that here. And this isn't an actual instruction, so it won't affect the code down here, right? If I save this and I run this again, save right here, and I run this again here, you can see it runs exactly the same, okay? Little tangent, a little side note here. So if I want to write a comment here, pretty simple. We have numbers, and those are numbers here. We have strings, and those will be in the next video here, but a little sneak peek here. And those are usually some type of text component. The bool or Boolean is a true or false. Boolean is a true or false. Very, very ball. Cool. So how would I make it here? Well, I can really call whatever I want here. Let's just call this var1, and we're going to set this equal to, we can just put false right off the bat here, okay? And then if we print out var1, and we save this here, and I run Python, and I type in tab 1, tab twice here, and I can kind of cycle between these here, and I go Boolean here, we can see it prints out false here. So this can hold either a true or false value. If I change this to true, you'll see that this prints out from here, right? And I get a true back here. But this really doesn't make much sense right now. What good is this here? Well, realistically, as we build it more and more here, is I can return different expressions based on their value here. If I say something like var2 equals 10 is greater than, less than 9 here, and I go ahead and I print out, print var2, and I run this here, it's going to say false because 10 is actually greater than 9 and not less than 9 here. So I can do different things. And we'll talk about this more with if statements here and return types here. I can say that, hey, if player 1 is more than player 2 here, I want you to print out this. Or if the password is correct here, you can do this here. Okay. What else from here? I can also put this directly in line. I can say print, and I can say something like I don't know, 9 is greater than, less than, let's do it, greater than 8. So I don't necessarily have to assign this to a variable. I can print it right out in the print statement from there, right? You see true from there. In fact, I'll even get rid of this from here. I want to keep it here. We'll say something like, that's fine for now. So we said this true is syncing up with this right here, okay? And like I said, this doesn't make, it doesn't seem like a lot right now here, but it's important to understand this way if you're reading more scripts later on here, if you're trying to understand something later on, a variable can also have a true or false, a Boolean value. Or excuse me, the variable can be a Boolean and it can be a true or false, if that makes sense there, okay? And just as proof, we'll do this once more here. We'll do like print, and we saw this in the last video here, a type, and then we're going to pass in a var2, save, go ahead and run it here, and we see class bool, okay? So hopefully that makes some sense, guys. You guys did great in this video here. A little goofy here, but this starts to make more sense the more we build on top of it, all right? Guys, great job in the video. You guys did great, and I will see you guys in the next one.